Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Ticket Stubs and Popcorn. I am Frank, and that is Peter. Today we're going to talk about Meg Ryan. We're going to take what we think are her top 3 roles. So
Meg Ryan.
Let's get to it. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question.
We literally said,
I
will race you.
Yes,
I will race you to see who asked the
Okay, I'm
crazy
going to ask you a question.
Go for it.
What is your earliest memory? What is your first movie that you can remember going to the movie theater to see?
All right. I know what that is, but
Okay.
we'll wait till the end.
Yeah. We'll wait till the end.
So,
but it's just something to think about.
Yeah.
You two people at home,
Yeah.
folks at home, just whatever you guys
you
can remember.
can throw that on the Facebook page or on Instagram, or remember to like and subscribe. I don't know why I keep doing this.
You have a wrist problem.
Yeah, all that good stuff. So let's get started with Meg Ryan.
Meg Ryan.
I'll go.
You want to? Okay, good.
I'll go.
Sure.
Why not? I'll go. Why not? So you can't talk about Meg Ryan, and this is going to seem awfully pedestrian, without talking about When Harry Met Sally.
Of course. Yeah.
It is and I will fight you on this till you kill me. It is the perfect romantic comedy. And
We'll be
I will
killing
fight
him
you.
later.
Don't at me on this. Don't fight. Just, if you have another one, I dare you to fight me on this. When Harry Met Sally. I'm sorry, I'm very protective of this film.
That's okay.
And so in When Harry Met Sally, she is she's Sally, and she's perfect, and she's perfectly. I think that this was Meg Ryan at sort of the height of her cute romantic comedy thing, because that was I really think that after that it was, get me a Meg Ryan type, or get me a Sally Albright type, because that's the one I want for my romantic comedy, because she just had that perfect blend of cool and vulnerable and funny, and she was great. And it seems like a weird pairing, her and Billy Crystal.
Maybe.
But their chemistry is fantastic. Exactly. Rob Reiner just sort of shepherded that fantastic Nora Ephron script to life, just so good. I think and I think that movie came up when we were talking about Carrie Fisher.
Yes.
But she is just a darling in that, and I think that late '80s, early '90s, that was her wheelhouse. And in this one, just total home run. She could not have been better.
It's interesting too about rom-coms, how that chemistry has to work.
Yeah.
And in that movie.
Yeah, it completely does.
Yeah.
It completely does. It's just, she's absolutely fantastic in that, and she's always going to be, that is always going to be the quintessential romantic comedy sort of touchstone. Yeah. So the bar that every romantic comedy really needs to meet. So, my next Meg Ryan is going to be polar opposite of that one. Would be Hurly Burly.
Okay.
Do you know the movie? It is.
I don't.
Filled.
I have heard of the movie. I am aware of that movie. I don't recall seeing that movie.
It is.
I'm going to say
filled with horrible people, and it's all about like these
horrible personalities, not actors.
Well, no, but just the characters are horrible people. So I mean, I'm not going to. I mean, Sean Penn. So take that for what you will.
Okay.
So it takes place in Hollywood, and it's these casting directors, and they're just terrible people. There's a lot of drugs. And Meg Ryan plays this terrible alcoholic, and she's just like not even the noble alcoholic that she plays in
When a man
Yeah, when a man loves a woman or serves a woman.
Exactly.
So she's just, it's literally, I really think that she looked and said, you know what? I am so tired of being Sally. I want to do something completely different.
Yeah.
I want to do drugs and I want to drink. And they're like, all right, well, I guess we'll put a camera on you while you do those things and build a movie.
There's no holding your back now.
So, but it was, it's a decent movie. And, but it's a great performance by her because it is so against type.
Against type. Yeah.
So that's another. I think it was a lot of work for her. It came out in, I want to say 98.
Okay.
98. Yeah. So
I definitely missed that one. I'm going to have to put that on the list.
I'm trying to remember where yeah, I don't know. But it was late 98. I think that came out. Sean Penn, Chaz Palminteri is in it. Anna Paquin is in it. And I believe it's based on a play. So, but again, just this drug-addled alcoholic, terrible person that she plays in this, and it's just so it's just against what you'd normally see her doing.
Alrighty.
So, my next one brings her back is chronologically she did You've Got Mail.
Okay.
First, which again is another romantic comedy. Yeah. It's a great little story. Yeah. But I love her performance in it, but I don't love that movie, which I know is sacrilege because wait a minute. That's a Tom Hanks movie. You have to like that. And I'm sure that the Tom Hanks police will be after me any minute now. But I'm not a huge fan of the movie. But her performance is great in it because she has that same kind of almost like Sally kind of. She did a bunch of those. She did When Harry Met Sally, Sleepless in Seattle, and You've Got Mail. And I think that those are her big kind of romantic comedies where she was just almost pigeonholed in that. It's just like, oh, we're doing a romantic comedy. Get me her. Yeah. So, but again, she's perfect in that.
And she also pairs so well with Tom Hanks.
Okay.
In those movies.
I disagree.
In both of the two Tom Hanks.
Yeah, but I disagree.
Or actually, there's more than there's some other ones now that I think about it.
Other romantic comedies?
Yeah, with her.
None that stand out.
No. I meant there's more than two pairings. I meant with her and Tom Hanks.
Well, I don't
like
the chemistry
versus the volcano and whatever.
Yeah, but that
No. I'm just. I thought for a second she was only in a couple with Tom Hanks, but the more I'm thinking, no, she's in more than two.
I don't like her with Tom Hanks. The chemistry doesn't seem right. Mm-hmm. Just they look weird together, in my opinion. So, but I liked her performance in You've Got Mail. Again, she's very quick, very cute, she's very funny, and when she gets sort of that angry, frustrated thing, no one does it better. It's just she's just adorable. So. And I guess that finishes me up for my Meg Ryan top 3. Hurly Burly,
I'm gonna have to watch that.
Yeah, you really should.
Okay,
you really should. It's pretty
I just
fantastic.
missed this somehow.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good.
Right. So what do you?
Well, let's just remind everybody: like and subscribe, please. Give us your comments.
One of my goals for this show is to stop going like this when I say like.
Oh, I'm going to do this because hopefully I can get a job as a hand model or something. No, maybe not.
That's not
okay.
Anymore. So, thank you, Vanna. So tell me, what do you think about Meg Ryan?
Meg Ryan. We overlap. We agree on probably the obvious one. For Meg Ryan, you can't think of Meg Ryan, and I'm not even talking about just her romantic comedies. You really can't think of Meg Ryan without thinking of When Harry Met Sally. So When Harry Met Sally is on my list.
Okay.
And
as it should
for the same reasons. Yeah, no, it would be straight. It would be It would be almost impossible to mention her. Well, even just to mention her career, whether you don't agree with it or not, it's on her career, and like you say, it sets the bar high, but it also kind of limits her. Not limits her acting, but limits her casting, what happened to her after she's
no,
casted.
I agree.
And she fits a bill, and she fits it well.
Yeah.
But that's what sometimes happens. And so she has loads of romantic comedies, but When Harry Met Sally is good. It's got a great script, great directing, and great performances.
Great soundtrack too.
And
Harry Connick Jr. That
Yes,
soundtrack
exactly.
is killer.
But it's the way, like, she's exactly like you say. She's that perfect little combination of whatever you want to call it, effervescence. She's quick, witty. Certainly charming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, that's definitely in there. And then there's at the right times, because there's a few scenes, especially probably more toward the end, where you see that whole vulnerability, and it's well done. It's not too much in one part, not too much in it's just like it's perfectly there, and she works really well with Billy Crystal, and like you say, on the surface, but even in the movie, well, the characters aren't exactly what you would say. Oh, they're perfectly compatible. Why don't these two get together? Well, that's the thing, But so I definitely enjoyed the movie. Love her performance in the movie, and for those reasons, just charming, witty, quick, the whole bit, and the fact that they can, as actors, Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan can keep up with each other without just dominating the other one, or just being too much.
Yeah, they're very evenly paired and matched, which is great. Which is what you want, and that's where I think that chemistry comes in. I think in the Tom Hanks movies, it's not, because I think that I just I don't know what it is. They just look weird.
It might be is that maybe Tom Hanks is more the way he plays the characters. Maybe he's a little more like Meg Ryan than Billy Crystal is like Meg Ryan.
I don't see, like in When Harry Met Sally, to balance her vulnerability, you see that like Billy Crystal's vulnerability as well. And that creates, I think, a balance between the two characters, and both actors play it wonderfully. I don't see that in the Tom Hanks characters as much. I don't see it with, I mean, maybe you could argue Sleepless in Seattle, but that's
also because there's a child involved.
Exactly, and there's
which adds a different dimension.
Dead wife involved, and it's just
So
I mean, I think that's different than the emotional vulnerability that Harry brings to Sally.
The other good thing about, we're talking about her performance, but another good thing about that movie, When Harry Met Sally, is that it takes place over enough time, what is not normal in a rom-com. It's like 12 years or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that adds another layer, which kind of gets you, or maybe, they're friends, you're like a little more, let's see what come up, whereas other, rom-coms work at at least in real time,
a little faster pace. Yeah.
So, all right. So we agree on that one.
Sally,
you mentioned her turn as an alcoholic in When a Man Loves a Woman, and that's on my list. Because it gives her this. Her acting is fine, and Andy Garcia is actually very good in the movie too. And if you can't tell from the title, When a Man Loves a Woman, he's the one who's not the alcoholic. She's the one who's the alcoholic. And I guess at first, maybe there's this nice party happy relationship that they have, and then over time
it gets a little old.
It gets old and it gets worse. and then it's like, all the time. And because there are children involved, which is the other thing that really kind of drives it home extra hard. And then he's also, the Andy Garcia character is an airline pilot, so he's not home at normal, times and normal, right? So he doesn't see it, and he doesn't pick up on it as readily, and so he might be able to accept it or brush it aside a little quicker, perhaps. I'm not trying to make excuses for him, but anyway. And so then there's the whole guilt thing, and Meg Ryan, I think, plays that well. I don't know. The ending, of course, is like a Pat Hollywood ending, so but
she acts the hell out of that ending.
Exactly. So it's a great performance.
Of that, she's just like, all right, everybody, stand back. I am gonna act the hell out of this.
Break out your handkerchiefs. Here it comes.
And she's just like, and action. And then she just went. That's how that scene went.
That's right.
I always felt that movie was a great movie with just the wrong people in it. Because Andy Garcia and...
It could be better, yeah.
Yeah, I just think that with different leads, I would love to see, and maybe this, you could almost argue this movie's already been done, but with like a Jack Nicholson, Meryl Streep kind of deal. That could be interesting.
Sure. The movie's not. I'm not saying that the movie's great either. Movie's good. Deserves to be watched once, maybe.
Yeah, that's about.
I don't know. You know what I mean?
Through it back in the day.
And but her performance is good. It's like I don't want to say a breath of fresh air or refreshing, because it's different from a rom-com for her.
Yeah.
But so I enjoyed her performance in that one, When a Man Loves a Woman. And then I was going to say my third pick is one that I don't think of too often, because once again, the movie's okay. I enjoyed her in The Doors, which it's an Oliver Stone film, and I hate to say it, I think it's more fiction than anything else, to be honest. I think he just kind of Oliver Stone goes with his idea, even though there were still band members around and relatives of people who were saying, well, that's not what we told, we told you a different story, things like that one.
Oliver Stone, I think, is one of those directors who takes a story and goes, you know what, I don't really like the way reality went. I'm going to inject my own sort of history, own
I think some of that
over of history. He does it differently than Quentin Tarantino does.
So I think that's what's going on in the movie. But the Meg Ryan character is Pamela Corson, who is Jim Morrison's love interest.
Yeah. Pretty much
through the whole thing. She's with him until the end. She discovers his body when he's dead in Paris. But it's like she's good in this one, and I enjoyed her performance in this one. And Val Kilmer's tremendous in it, as Jim Morrison. But going back to the Meg Ryan character, Pamela, she's she's got her own problems. She's a little bit long-suffering because Jim Morrison is just heavily into drugs, just self-destructive.
Oh, yeah.
And he's just obsessed with death, at least this movie version.
Right.
And so even though, there's this long-suffering part to her character, she's also just codependent. I mean, she has the same, not the same zest for death, but she has that same appetite for drugs, and that's going to get fueled.
Yeah. See, that is another sort of welcome change.
Exactly.
For her.
Which is why when I think about Meg Ryan, you can't help but think of the romantic comedies, and it's almost like when you do see her in something else, that kind of sticks with you, maybe even a little
but it
longer.
doesn't feel...
Maybe not longer. It sticks with you in a different way.
But it doesn't... I watching Hurly Burly is just like, oh, shit, Meg Ryan's a mess.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Sally really
Quick,
let
clean her
herself
up.
go. Well, that's the
I
thing.
don't
It's
feel
just
good.
like, and in the Doors, it's she does a perfectly fine job, but it's still kind of cursed with that. Oh my God, that's Meg Ryan.
Yeah,
she's a mess.
Is that our fault?
Well, that's the thing.
You know what I mean?
Well,
you know what I mean? We're going in same thing with the expectations.
But I think that because her prominence, I guess, or that she came up in some of the best things that she did,
oh, definitely.
or the things that she's most noted for.
It's her bread and butter. I mean, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was all the romantic comedy stuff. Yeah. So then to see her doing something dramatic, it's kind of like, all right.
And it's not to say that she can't do drama. It's just that when she does the darker sides of it,
and I
that
think
kind of throw you back a little bit. Yeah,
but
I still appreciate those
distracting.
performances. Well, maybe.
But there are some comedic actors when they do drama, it's not distracting. It's kind of a welcome.
I agree.
A welcome thing. But I think with
we had a Bill Murray episode.
Yeah, it's just like, wow.
And there's sometimes he can do that, and you don't ever think, why is Bill Murray playing a straight character? Why is he doing this down the line? Yeah, and it's like
you don't
ever think that.
You sit there and go, all right, Bill Murray is kind of evolving a little bit. Yeah. But I think with Meg Ryan, it was when she made that turn, it was kind of like, this is interesting. Let's see what's going on here. And there hasn't been, I think the last thing I remember seeing
I was going to say,
in
I can't even tell you
was The Women.
Oh.
She was in that, but I can't.
But is it something that sticks with you? Like, oh yeah.
No, not really. It was a perfectly fine movie, and it was it was a little gimmicky.
Yeah.
And what they did, just because of what it was, there were no men on screen at all. That was kind of one of the hooks to that movie, is there were no male characters on it at all, and they merely talked about spouses or boyfriends or stuff like that, but there were no men in it. So, and it's a story about infidelity.
Yeah.
But I remember her in that. I think she's been doing some TV. I really don't. I've lost track of Meg. Even kind of researching this and thinking about what I like her, and I kind of saw some recent stuff, but none of it literally sticks in my head.
No, exactly.
So.
Yeah. Same thing when I was doing a little research for Meg Ryan. Same thing. I was like, boy, it looks like I'm not picking anything from the last, 25 years or 20, not 25, but
I'd probably like
10 maybe, 15 or so. Yeah.
Where'd you go, Meg Ryan? What are you up to these days?
Anyway, those are my three.
Those are
I enjoyed those performances.
That's a great three. Hey folks, we're going to remind you at this point to like and subscribe.
And also, see how he's pointing? I'll point at him pointing.
All right, that's fair. Also, check out the Instagram page that we've got and the Facebook group that we've got. We'll be, adding some content on there as well as sort of announcing new episodes. So check out those. Let's do the bucket. No, you wanted to know my first.
I want to get
I
to the question.
know this. Over to the question. First movie I saw in a movie theater was it was called Zebra in the Kitchen.
Oh,
and it must have been a weird,
can't say I've ever seen that.
Because I've
even heard of it.
It's a story about this kid who doesn't like all the animals in zoos, so he releases animals from the zoo, and
is this live action?
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, and it was from the late 60s, early 70s. I saw it in a movie theater, so it must have been like a re-release in a theater or something like that. Because when I've gone back and looked at IMDb, I see it was like in 1969 or something like that. And I was just a baby then. You're much, much older than I am. So
what the hell does that mean?
But So yeah, it's this kid releases all these animals from the zoo, and in one case
I
there
can honestly
is
say I've never heard that.
yeah, in one case there is a zebra in a kitchen, but it's sort of like funny because housewives are seeing like a giraffe walk by and they're in their curlers, and it was very very like 60s. And so yeah, that was the first movie I saw in a movie theater that I remember. So, and again, I don't remember how old I was, but it's my parents weren't real big moviegoers, so it's not
mine weren't either.
It's not like they would have brought me to a movie when I was an infant and I was in a movie theater and not remembering a thing. That just would not have happened with my kids. It was like that. They were in movie theaters and when they were young. So
okay, zebra in the kitchen.
Zebra in the kitchen.
I'm gonna just preface this by saying the first one that I can remember, because I do have a brother who's 2 years older, so it's possible that I got schlepped along, so he could see a movie. Maybe, I'm not sure, but the earliest one I can remember, really remember,
was it Caligula?
Getting ready. It was a family thing. It was a multi-generational thing. We all went to go see it. What? Am I gonna have to deal with this crap? And the shame that we saw Caligula as a family? What is wrong with you?
No. That's something for you and your therapist.
Well, I don't have any problem at all.
All right.
No guilt, no shame, nothing. Enjoyed every minute.
All right.
So,
go ahead.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah. I can tell you, there's a few that were kind of close together, like the same year, but I know which was first. We have to go back a little bit to an era where certain movies weren't shown on TV. Mm-hmm. And obviously we didn't have the technology for, VHS tapes or beta or whatever. So
the suspense is killing me.
Disney would re-release their movies every, I don't know, maybe 10 years or 12 years. They would pick one and re-release it. So in the summer of 1967, Snow White got re-released. So Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs came out in 1967, the summer. And
you really are
I saw that
summer of 1967. I wasn't even.
It was the summer of love.
I wasn't even conceived at that point.
It was a good time, trust me. You weren't even around in any form. No.
It was a simpler time.
It was a simpler time.
A Franklin time.
Yeah. So Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and then I want to say, very soon after, I want to say the fall, maybe late fall of 1967. The other one I saw, but I was really pumped for this one, was The Jungle Book, which is now the Disney one. And I was really into that one.
I don't know what the second movie was, so I can't.
No, well, I can tell you that the first two happen to be Disney ones, and I know that Snow White was first because by 1967 the school year had already started again, and then it was
a sunny day.
Well, that I don't know, but I saw The Jungle Book was the other one.
All right, well, that's cool.
Yeah.
So hey, folks. Like and subscribe if you would, please, and either in the comments or on any of the social media sites. Let us know your first movie.
Share. I would really love to just see people just dropping a name for their first movie.
Have seen. So, can we do the bucket now?
Okay, we can do it now.
The bucket.
Okay.
All right.
You've been a good boy. Take your pick. Go ahead.
All right. Haven't seen any of hers in a while, but okay.
Let me take a look. See. She was in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. What are you talking about?
No, that's a different version you're talking about.
Sorry.
So no one knows about that one. So yeah.
Okay.
All right. So
very good.
Anywho, yeah.
I'm just thinking of though back to old when movies that you went to see in the theater when you were younger, and to be honest, I'm kind of just getting wistful and just thinking about some of these movies.
I remember seeing Grease. I remember seeing the cleaned up version of Saturday Night Fever. I remember drive-ins where we saw kind of one of the earlier versions of Freaky Friday because it's been done so many times.
Oh my God! There's at least 3 versions. Oh yeah, at least.
So yeah, those were really going.
Too,
and then of course there was Star Wars. So.
Yeah.
So, but we're gonna end up doing a whole big Star Wars show. You'll stick around for that. So
yeah.
So thanks for watching our Ticket Stubs and
Take
Popcorn
care.
show. I'm Frank. And
I'm Peter.
That's Peter saying goodbye. See ya.
Bye.